Hey, real briefly, before I get started here, a lot of people have reached out after the emergency with my best friend, where I ended up in Scotland after vacation, flying back. We were all on vacation together. My best friend lives in Washington State. He will be living now in Scotland for at least a couple months, recuperating, trying to get back to health to fly back to the United States. And obviously with that comes expenses and comes uncertainty. The co-workers of the wife of my best friend, who is also a long-time childhood best friend, they started a GoFundMe for the family. And if you're interested in helping out good and decent people, if you have $5 or $10, if not great, but if you do, and if you're interested in some of the more details that I haven't gone into, it's all contained in the GoFundMe. I'll link that below. And you know, community is a big deal. He's also an audience member just like you. He also just happens to have a personal connection to me. And if you want to support a family in need who is of like mind and like spirit, please do. Anyway, thank you very much. You may have heard that yesterday, you might even be a viewer of Morning Joe on MSNBC, and you may have noticed that they weren't on the air yesterday. This story broke yesterday that NBC pulled them off the air because they were worried. This was the story that someone may say something inappropriate. They're fearful of Donald Trump's campaign, I guess. They're working in service to Donald Trump's campaign. They want to make sure. I don't know. I don't know what the reason could be, but corporate media is carrying water for Donald Trump, marching us to a steady drum toward fascism. It seems that this is what they want. They want to give Donald Trump the assist, the boost that his campaign needs. And Joe Scarborough, former Republican congressman from Florida, during the contract with America age of Newt Gingrich, his taking back the House after decades. That's who Joe Scarborough is, by the way. He's not some long-time, lifelong Democrat. He's a Republican. Maybe not officially anymore, but that's how he started his career as a congressman. He threatened to quit. He read MSNBC and the parent company NBC, the Riot Act, that if you do this again, you could find somebody else to host the show. Everything he says here is fantastic. We need more of this in corporate media, not this laying down and allowing the Trump campaign to do what they want. Stop carrying water for this fascist, for this existential threat to the United States and to the continuation of our democracy. Stop. Watch Morning Joe.
Before we start this hour, Willie, I just wanted to briefly talk to our friends and viewers that watch us every day, and talk about what happened yesterday. We were told in no uncertain terms on Sunday evening that there was going to be one news feed across all NBC News channels yesterday. The Today Show would be Lester Holt, other people that you worked with on Sunday, and that was going to be one news feed across all NBC News channels, that we were going to stay as a network in breaking news mode throughout all day yesterday. That did not happen. We don't know why that didn't happen, or team was not given a good answer as to why that didn't happen, but it didn't happen. We were also told it was going to happen throughout the day. And I guess after there was such a strong blowback about yesterday morning, I guess they changed their plans. And so those plans changed as well. So it didn't. You know, we've talked about it off the air. We'll talk about it on the air because we talk about everything on the air. We were very surprised. We were very disappointed. And if we had known that there wasn't going to be the one news feed from NBC News across all NBC News channels, Willie, we obviously would have been in yesterday morning.
Yeah, I was here up early on Sunday morning with NBC's coverage. Savannah and I led the coverage on Sunday in the immediate aftermath, talking to eyewitnesses, talking to officials about what happened. Obviously suited up and ready to go for yesterday morning on a big morning, and we're told that something else was going to be broadcast. So we are here today, going through a lot, catching up a little bit, but we want to be here for our audience, and we know you trust us, and we have ultimate respect for you guys. So we are here today. I wish we'd been here yesterday.
This
Yeah, we all wish we would have been here yesterday. We still would like to figure out exactly why there wasn't that one news feed.
And I think the reason why is this show began and continues 17 years later on being the place where you can go to have the hard conversations in a civil way. And so it seemed like now more than ever is a time that we would like to be on. And I think our viewers agree with that. So we continue. We are 5 minutes past the top of the hour.
No, and let me just say, next time we're told there's going to be a news feed replacing us, we will be in our chairs.
We'll be sitting here.
Yeah, and the news feed will be us, or they can get somebody else.
Be sitting.
Look, if this is how the networks are acting when Donald Trump's not in power, for fear of offending Donald Trump or the campaign, if this is how they're doing it now, how are they going to act when he's actually in power and has unfettered, unchecked power free from the threat of criminal prosecution? How are they going to act then? It'll be state media. If you ever thought MSNBC would be towing the Trump line, that's when it would be. If they're doing it now, when everything's on the line, they're going to do it when Donald Trump. You think they're going to finally find some courage? Absolutely not. Scary. Corporate media, mainstream media, has a responsibility. I've said many times, and I'll continue to say it, that there's only one occupation that is listed as protected in the Constitution of the United States, and that is the free press. The First Amendment of the Constitution guarantees free press protections, free speech. Doctors aren't mentioned. Construction workers aren't mentioned. Chefs. No. The job of journalists is so important, the protection of them is enshrined in our founding documents. And corporate media is squandering their duty. They are allowing their protections under the Constitution for now. We don't need that. We're going to carry water for Donald Trump. We don't want to offend Donald Trump. We don't want somebody to say something that might offend someone. We're not going to continue to call Donald Trump an existential threat because someone shot at him and gave him what he has categorized as kind of like a big mosquito bite, which I'm going to talk about today in another video. Why MSNBC? Look, ultimately, here's the deal. There are other choices out there. If I'm your guy, that's fantastic. I know I'm not for everybody, but there's a host of other creators and independent media types out here on this platform and others, both in print and here on video. And if you want to support this work, you should. If you've been on the fence about, look, I'm not going to turn this into a commercial about supporting because there are many other people out there. If someone out there on this platform does something for you, I'm not even talking about me. If it's a David Pakman or a Farron Cousins or somebody else out there, support that person. Become a channel member, become a member, whatever mechanisms they have, sign up for their Patreon, because NBC gets enough of your time and attention and money. People out here doing good work, not bowing, not carrying water for Trump and fascism. Anyway, what do you think? I'd love to know. You can leave a comment below. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Follow me on social media. I'd love to see you there. And I'm going to go. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.